This is Dr. David Barron. Today we will consider the age-old question of how best to stay awake when you need to, and which works best, coffee, soda, something else. Nearly everyone feels the need to stay up late in the name of academic achievement or career success at some point, often turning to caffeine, sugar, or some combination of the two to get the job done. In that case, let me help you make a more well-informed choice. Human beings have used caffeine for its mild stimulant properties for centuries, generally in coffee or tea, also chocolate. Frankly, it's a very safe drug, reasonably effective, cheap, and widely available. That's not to say it can't do you some harm in the extremes. Several years ago, there were reports of death in the United States associated with consuming a particular brand of energy drink that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration aggressively investigated. Caffeine raises your blood pressure and increases your heart rate and alertness when used in modest doses. But in larger doses, it can cause restlessness, irritability, and anxiety. In the worst cases, it may even cause an irregular heartbeat, which could be potentially life-threatening. And oh yeah, caffeine does help keep you awake, so it's helpful to have an idea of just how much caffeine is in various beverages and foods. In general, sodas contain significantly less caffeine than coffee. Because energy drinks are considered to be food products, they are exempt from that restriction. Monster Energy Drink has 160 milligrams of caffeine per 16-ounce can, nearly twice as much per ounce as soda. And for the record, a Starbucks Grande Drip Coffee has 330 milligrams of caffeine in a 16-ounce cup, or the equivalent of 2 Monster Energy drinks. If the amount of coffee you're drinking is causing you to have health problems, whether it's heartburn, nervousness, irritability, or insomnia, then it's too much. And when you start having heart palpitations, you'd better back off. Finally, coffee is much more effective as a study aid or stimulant when you don't drink it all the time. Caffeine is mildly addictive and has the typical characteristics of addiction: tolerance, dependency, and withdrawal. If you've ever had a caffeine withdrawal headache, then you know what I'm talking about. So to get caffeine to work when you need it, consider drinking it less often. The same rules apply to all forms of caffeine, including over-the-counter alertness aids, certain pain relievers, and headache remedies you might not even realize include caffeine. So be sure to read the labels. And what about soda? Eating is one of the things people do to stay awake. And we all know that sugar can give you a quick burst of energy. But the sugar in sweetened sodas acts more like a drug than the sugars that naturally occur in fruits and other foods, because it's essentially pure sugar that rushes into your bloodstream. This surge in blood sugar triggers your body to release insulin to process all that sugar. Then comes the other side of the roller coaster, as your blood sugar plummets. In other words, you crash. There's no redeeming nutritional value to the sugar in sodas, so frankly you'd be better off having a snack with something else to offer in the way of protein, fiber, or other nutrients. Just know that if you choose donuts instead of soda, you've pretty much gone the same route in the form of sugar-frosted carbs. So, coffee or soda? Well, I'd actually prefer you do either of those rather than taking drugs intended for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder that some friend gave you. 5 or 10 minutes of vigorous exercise would probably do more to help you regain your alertness for those late nights than either the soda or the coffee. This is Dr. David Barron. I'll be back again to talk with you about your health matters, because your health matters.